You want to strip Devon naked.
We not. I'm not like a candidate, right, or anything like that. I'm not an executive member of NNP or anything like that. But I'm a member of NNP, a proud one that. Right, one that will come on air and tell you the facts. You can't sue me because I speak the truth. But you want to strip me naked in public. You go on air and say all sorts of things about me, right? Get involved in my family business, say all sorts of things to intimidate me. What did that get you? You created more enemies and lost more support, right, than you ever thought you would have lost. You don't do these things to people. You guys must learn. You got to learn to love your neighbors, love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't love anybody, right? So you got to go and come again. You got to reorganize. I mean,
you ignore them. But at the end of the day, if you decide to challenge one of them and you say what I lied about, they can't give you a response. Yeah? Imagine NDC was trying to convince the 2,000 young people that were sent home by them in 2008 that they were never sent home.
Yeah.
That's in fact, you know that these people so stupid that they're going to go to them and tell.
There's so much going on with the NNP, and we're just getting started. From candidate launches to contests, events, and breaking news. Be in the know. Get notified first about big events and announcements. Plus, we're here to listen. We want to hear from you. Leave us a comment, tell us what's working and what's not. Like what we're doing? Let us know. The NNP is working for you. Interact with us on Facebook. Come on, Grenada, get connected. Like us on Facebook/NNP Grenada and keep moving.
No wonder why, 15-0 again. It's not here to gloat or anything like that, but it is to show you, to teach you a lesson that the Grenadian people do not appreciate those type of behavior from persons who supposed to know better.
And it's the attitude. It's the attitude that they are the only intelligent people,
yes,
and everybody else dotish.
Yes.
That they are the only reasonable people in Grenada and everybody else needy and greedy. The town of St. George teach you a lesson. In fact, if I was you, I wasn't going back in politics again. Yeah.
They
taught you a lesson. Stay in your profession and try and help some poor people, children while you're at it.
Yeah, while you're at it.
That might help you a bit more when you go around the next time.
Yeah, try and contribute a little bit more to the non-governmental organizations like the Salvation Army and the other organizations. So they can help. Especially Salvation Army. So they can help much more people around the tongue of St. George, River Road, and so. If you really want to contribute, genuinely, focus on that. That's just an advice.
Yes, indeed. 440-7377. Let's go to the phone line.
Good morning and welcome.
Sheldon, not for long. Sheldon?
Yes, ma'am.
And never.
Yes, dear.
Needy and greedy? Well, needy and greedy in the tongue of St. John. This is what we have to do. You know something? I was there since 4:30 waiting in the courthouse.
You went up real early to vote,
I went early because I had to show that lady something.
Mm-hmm.
I was one that make up my mind also get rid of her because of her, her attitude against hungry people. Always hungry, we needy and greedy. That was not something to say. You have to remember where you really come from.
Mm-hmm.
Petty bourgeois. So we teach her a lesson. We teach her a good lesson. She had to go back now and retract the statement because they will get what I really get yesterday. I wonder how they feel this morning. I wonder. I don't have my bed yet.
You know, an interesting thing.
About how they feel. I hear a man saying this morning, he don't have no opposition, but the radio, the media go with the opposition. It's shame. and don't educate that man, Sheldon, I'm next to you. Do not educate him.
It's for the betterment of our country.
I don't. Leave these people because all NNP people is dunce people.
Oh boy.
So dunce people teach them a lesson yesterday. I am not rejoicing over that, but they're not learning. And one thing before I go, the Grenadian people, Mr. Buck, they reject you twice. That alone to tell you they don't want you. Twice. The Grenadian people reject you. You lose your seat twice. God Almighty. But I don't understand. You have to ask God to forgive you for the hate, the hate. Grenadier is about the Grenadier people, not Mr. Mitchell. Not the Prime Minister. And you hate him for what reason? I got to stop that. Go on, boy. Bye-bye.
All right,
Kelly.
dear. Yeah, and I mean, listen, the downfall of the NDC has been going negative, doing a negative campaign, associating themselves like Dum Dum and the one that has been on radio on a Sunday. Yeah? The downfall of NDC has been their PR people, the Vincent Roberts and the Randall Robinson. That has been the downfall of NDC, but I said it on the political platform around the country. And I'll say it today again. We, the NNP, were willing to help you save the NDC. We've done our job, and we realized that you, many members who were in the NDC, would have done your job too. Yeah? Now is the time. And Prime Minister mentioned that last night, that if you had to give any advice to the NDC out there, would be to change your leadership. That's what you have to do. And outside of that, we need to understand that the NDC has now, there are several candidates who have now lost 2 times in a row. Now, it's not a law that you have to resign when you do that. It's not a law. It's nothing written in law anyway. But it's standard practice by all decent political organizations that when you lose 2 times in a row, that you remove yourself from contention for a 3rd time. So therefore, if the NDC has any decency, which I doubt, any decency, the following people will remove themselves from active politics immediately. And we're going to start with Joseph Handel. Yeah? George Vincent. Yeah? Well, I feel sorry to say it, but Ali Dowden, young as he is, he's lost 2 times in a row. Yeah? Franca Alexis Bernadine, even though one time she lost in town, then she go in Southeast and lose again. I think, and especially at your age now, that it's time to find something else to do. Yeah? In the south of the island, Ray lost once. This is his first time running and he lost. But considering his age, I think he's going to pull a Mulbaya and we won't see him around next election. Yeah? You're going to St. David. And you have an individual like Persuader, who he's just lost 2 times in a row, should forego it. Get out of politics. Go and plant land. Find something else to do. Yeah? If we're going to St. Andrew, Sylvester Qualis, Terry Hillaire, Patrick Simmons, all 3 have ran before and lost and should remove themselves from politics. Yeah? That's just my suggestion. Eh?
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
It seems as though we lost that particular one.
Yeah,
4407377.
It's an interesting situation there for the
3 of the 4 in St. Andrew, bye-bye, because you lost 2 times in a row. If you want to come the 3rd time for a 3rd shellacking, well, I mean, that's up to you and your party, but once you lose 2 times in a row, generally, in all decent political organizations, that's usually it for you. Let's try the lines again.
Good morning and welcome.
Yeah, morning, brothers.
Hey, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
Congrats, man.
First of all, yes, I want to be the first to tell you all as well. But I want to congratulate you on Devon for a job well done. I mean, I see the Facebook has been busy. Congratulating you all. Job well done, has been at the tool. Of course, I want to also congratulate the Prime Minister, Dr. Mitchell, has made history again in Grenada. When they were speaking about the March 13th and revolution and so forth and so on, the ballots spoke on March 30th, yesterday. Once again, 3 times 15 seats and 2 back-to-back. I mean, take a genius politician to achieve that. And finally, I want to say congratulations to my candidate and ex-MP, Dr. Clarence Modest, who once again brought it home to the New National Party. Will I embarrass the NDC people in St. Martin? In other words, they would have insulted our intelligence by bringing a man nobody knows. I mean, still get a few votes, but we would have beat him by over 1,000 something votes. But Of course, you did well. I want to congratulate all the workers in St. Mark's, the NNP workers in St. Mark's, who have worked diligently to ensure that seat remains in the House on the New National Party. And all those, I want to say a special thank you to people like Henry Diari, former NDC candidate for St. Mark's, who ran 3 times. I want to thank him for being on the platform and connecting himself with the New National Party. All those NDCites who quietly say to me they can vote for Nazim Bok and the NDC. I want to tell them thanks for the support. And so it showed in the polls that people really rejected the NDC and the leadership of the NDC. I haven't seen Big Mouth, who does talk to Mouth every morning yet. I haven't heard him say anything. I think he's still hiding.
No, he was on radio this morning. No, he was on radio this morning, man.
Oh, he was on radio?
Yeah.
Well, I wake up late. Been tired. You know, but I would like to hear you come in. I'll hear you tomorrow. So I'll probably
I could tell you, I could give you the synopsis.
You know what the problem is?
Hold on,
since last election, the other side was talking about the silent majority. And they were depending on the silent majority. Well, the silent majority spoke yesterday. And the silent majority said clearly that they're not impressed by the NDC and what the NDC had to offer. You understand?
Yeah.
And so I would say it's a big challenge on the part of the NNP, because the NNP have done it before and they know how to do it again. So it's like the first time the NNP get 50 and say, well, it's a humongous task. No. It's a continuation of what has been started in 2013. And I'm sure that the path is clear. You know, the Grenadian people clear the bush now for the NNP party to even run further and to bring further development to the people of Grenada. So once again, we have to celebrate. We must celebrate. All of us are happy. Because should that NDC would have ever taken control of this country, you'd have heard this speaking about investigating and stopping this and stopping that. But we're happy to see that the progress will continue under the New National Party. And the man is to have nothing to fear. You understand? As a matter of fact, once things continue as it is and we get the Sheldon, you'll see more people being involved in programs like the Imani program. So the future is bright. And I could only see hope for a lot of us.
All right, my brother.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, they started already, because we've said it. We looked at our data. We looked at our information. We knew the type of campaign we were running, and we knew what the outcome most likely would be. Yeah? Meanwhile, the NDC were out there saying all kind of crazy things. And at the end, they started to promise the world to all the voters. But the public workers remember what used to happen when this individual was in charge at the Treasury. They remember what was happening, and they know who they stand a better chance of in getting all those different things done that they need done. Let's hit the phone line.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Devon.
Good morning,
Brother
friend.
Sheldon.
Morning.
It won't be long because my voice kind of gone, but I just want to say congratulations. I was saying all along that this is what we're going to do, and we have done it, and let them take it and cool it. The NDC is now finished. Let's just keep moving.
Let me find out. Hello? Okay, gone already. What I want to know, though, because I'm getting some inbox messages here, a lot of inbox messages by individuals wanting to know about transportation to go to Pearls. Yeah? So the different constituencies, I know that you're organizing. I know that you're organizing buses and different things for various areas. For instance, one person is asking about Mount Rush. Another one is asking about Mount Hartman. I'm seeing individuals from Concord and different areas messaging, and they're asking about buses to go up to Pearls later and transport to go up to Pearls. So if some of you at the various constituencies can call in and let us know. All right? And I think tomorrow on the program, we're going to get all 15 candidates to call in. I know they're tired today. I ain't going to put them through that today.
And then some of them trying to organize for later on.
Yeah, so tomorrow we're going to try to reach all 15. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Morning, Sheldon.
Hi.
Yeah, this is Depot here. I don't usually call it. I just want to say hello to you and Devon. And I was a little I was a little skeptical. I wasn't sure if whether I was calling Hard Talk a happy hour. You know, I just want to send out a big up to my comrade Pedro.
Yes.
Tell him congratulations. You know,
Yeah.
and as I said, I just wish everyone all the best. And now that this is over, we fold the flag and we concentrate on Grenada. I want to thank you guys for the job you did. And again, all the winners, all the newcomers, a new parliament building with a new attitude. Take care, guys.
All right. Wonderful, my brother. One love.
And I like that piece here.
Yeah,
New
yeah.
parliament building with a new attitude.
New attitude, man.
And there's a tongue man, you know.
Yeah,
That Depot is a tongue man, you know. Yeah. That's an original tongue man.
Yeah,
a OTM.
Depot gave us that thing on Monday night. House call.
Yes, House Call. That's the name of the nighttime program.
House call, man.
Yeah, you may realize we might do a nighttime program just now, you know, understand?
House call. You know?
Yeah, House Call.
And he was so instrumental in doing that program on Monday night because we were basically the last voices, right? Right, speaking out there to the Grenadian people, giving them that assurance that we're not leaving you. We're here. We are here to walk you through March 13, 2018, and we did. Right.
Let's go to the phone line.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning, Sheldon.
Good morning.
And how are you?
Go hear the voice.
Jillian.
Yes, I know.
I just want to congratulate my minister and all the ministers of the new National Party. We have done it again. Hard work. And we all have to come together now to build this beautiful country of ours.
No, man. Yes, indeed. We all have to come together. We must come together.
Later will be greater.
Yes, so heading polls, huh?
Yes, I.
All right, my dear.
All right, have a good day.
Okay. Yes, folks. Those of you, again, in the constituencies, give us a call, 440-7377, and let us know where your buses will be passing and so on. Because people want to know. They want to know if it's just to dress and come out at the side of the road, if they'll get transport, that kind of thing. They want to know. So give us a call. Let us know for the different areas, yeah? Or let us know if all you have to do is put on a t-shirt and come outside, something will pick you up. Which most likely is what's going to be happening anyway.
Yeah.
Most people just put on a t-shirt and they come out and they get all right. They're coming up.
Once you say you're heading to polls, that's the only place you can be heading today,
yeah.
right? From around 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon, right? The only place, once you're down in the south and people see you dressed, they know it's not you going. You understand? So, hey, NDC, NNPites, we coming out to the national rally.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
I just have one question. Why is it 2 days ago the NDC was competing to be in government, but today they are asking to be the opposition? See if you can answer that for me. Have a good day.
For me, that one looked like a question.
Well, you see,
political scientist.
I think they lost that chance. I think they lost that, how do you put the word? They lost the authority to speak about opposition. Now, I'll bring them back to the referendum. They were the ones spearheading the efforts to crush the referendum. They had an opportunity, right, for all political parties and different, things to be part of this whole thing. They refuse. So why ask and complain?
And we'll come back to the referendum in a while. Good morning.
Hi, morning. Well, all I could say is wow. Wow. Already wasn't expecting it.
Oh, boy.
Well, I was expecting it. But, I had my little doubts. And I said, me want to play overconfident and thing. But I guess the people on the ground knew what was happening. What is unfortunate, though, I'm going through Facebook and so you see people say Nazim shouldn't take up any senatorship if he's given it and this kind of thing. Absolute nonsense. And I hope they're going to change their mind and he would not listen to that kind of a nonsense. Because they're talking about a one-party state. Well, if they want Grenada to have a one-party state, they could go ahead and think. But they are the ones who are allowing themselves to lose all the time. Anyway, have a good day.
All right, my dear. It doesn't seem as though they're learning. It just... it's just like, okay, to the back of the class for you, because you're just not learning. They're just not learning. You bring them to the front, you put them in the middle, they're just not learning. And Devon, you're just speaking about the constitutional reform. And remember, it is Dum Dum, together with the NDC, that spearheaded this Vote No campaign.
And Claudette Joseph.
I
Yes.
sat on the Constitutional Reform Committee. Me, personally, sat there as Senator Sheldon Scott at the time. Sat there on the Constitutional Reform Committee. And we discussed various things, including the fact that it does not open the door for any gay marriage and that sort of thing. We had that discussion. She took that discussion and went out together with the NDC and flipped the discussion to try and make it look like it's that we're trying to do. And she sat there and she knew this was not part of the thing. She knew that the existing one was more likely to cause that than what we were trying to do. And, they went against having an opposition leader. Well, you can't blame us. Yeah. They went against having an opposition leader at all times. They went against putting a 16th chair in the House of Representatives at a point in time that something like what happened yesterday happened again. And this one is back to back. They fought against it. The ghost of the Constitution really coming back to haunt them, They fought against having a fixed date for election. It might have given them a better chance. They might have been able to say, well, okay, this is the date. We know the date way in advance. So it's not a situation that you could just drop a date on us or you choose a date that's convenient to us, but that we have a date that everybody had to work with. They voted no until everybody voted no. That's what they did. They voted against it. So they vote against having an opposition leader at all times. They vote against having a fixed date for election. And now they're complaining that they don't have any seats. They don't have any seats because of their own behavior. And they still will not learn. If you don't like people, it's so too.
And one of the things also too that contributed significantly to their defeat or almost their demise as a political organization is the whole question of what do they had to offer to the Grenadian people? What did they presented, right, to the Grenadian people as in terms of moving forward? I mean, they were confusing. We got a call?
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah,
okay. We lost it.
Yeah, they were confusing in every step of the way, right? That they were trying to bring out things to the Grenadian people. They were not organized. People, the persons were like, what? I mean, who are we voting for? Right? They are lucky that they have a base of about 20,000 persons who will vote for them no matter what, right? But when you look at the general population of Grenada, what did you guys had to offer the Grenadian people, right? What are the plans and the programs to continue moving the economy, right?
And
You had nothing.
You're campaigning and you're telling competent and capable people who simply you might perceive, sometimes they're not necessarily supporting the NNP, but a lot of you push them to supporting the NNP. You're telling those people and them what you're going to do them when you get into power. Yeah? You had a bunch of young guys walking around and each one telling some other people that they're going to be the minister of this and they're going to be the minister of that and look for them in the Senate and that kind of thing. I mean, it's good to dream. But at the end of the day, along with that, is the threats that were coming with it. That you're telling certain people in the public service they're gone as soon as you reach in. That you're telling people who are driving a vehicle on behalf of the government, just park the vehicle up, we're coming for that. That sort of mentality, while the New National Party is saying, we don't care if you're a member of the NDC. If you have a contribution to make nationally, come join us in making the contribution. We ain't telling you have to come and join the NNP. We're not telling you have to come to an NNP rally or that you have to vote NNP. We're saying to you that if you have a contribution to make and you're a member of the National Democratic Congress, that you too can come over. We realize the organization is leaderless at the moment. No, but it's a fact, leaderless.
But
any political leader worth their salt, after facing the defeat that Nazim Victor Burke of Tempe Hills Have Eyes faced yesterday, by now would have resigned. Anyone that have any decency. I sat there and looked at Patrick Manning when he lost the election back in 2010, I believe it was, in Trinidad. And he resigned not too long after because of the volume of the defeat. At least you offer, at least you go to, you bring your executive together and you offer a resignation to them. If they take it, it's up to them. If they don't take it, then they decide they want to keep you around, that is up to them. But at least offer your resignation. Because you've lost the seat twice in a row, and this time, last time, all of the seats went, and you were partially to blame, and this time you have to shoulder a large portion of the blame again.
The workers of our country demonstrated, right, to the NDC, right, that look, we are not prepared to risk our future, right, with you all. Right, they demonstrated clearly. They understood for the last 5 years, right, that they went to the negotiation table, right, with Dr. Mitchell and his team, and they were guaranteed, they were assured, right, betterment, and not just promised or guaranteed. It was proven to them, right, that it can be done. Under a structural adjustment program, they were able to get over $100 million in monies owed to them, right? The workers of the country, both in TAU and public workers, teachers union, a lot of them were regularized, right? They signed agreement with the government for the next 3 years for an increase, right, up to 2019. Did you think that they would have thrown that away just so? No, they understood that the whole question of pension, right, pension is now on the table, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. The workers of the nation were prepared to defend their future. They were prepared to defend the gains that were made to them, with them, by this government in the last 5 years. They were not prepared to throw it away, right? With Nazim Bok and a group of persons who were just promising persons, but they already knew what you were capable of doing. They were not prepared to take that chance. They came out overwhelmingly and support the new National Party. All right? No mistake about that.
All right, Devon, we have a caller online. Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning. Well, I always say Senator Scott. How are you doing?
I am fabulous this morning. I'm fabulous, believe me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just calling to express my view and to say to the Grenadian people that they did the sensible thing in solidly electing, and the workers in particular. I believe we had our message well packaged. The workers had an opportunity of review. They looked at what happened under Mr. Burke as Minister of Finance, and they looked at what has happened since, and they went to the poll and did sensibly what they should have done. I am agreeing with you, Sheldon, but Mr. Burke would not offer. I would have, me, given the fact that the results facing my party is the same. Given the fact that Mr. Burke was in fact the de facto Prime Minister while Tillman kept the office, but essentially it was Mr. Burke who engineered our expulsion. And interestingly is how things happened. He engineered our expulsion in total violation of the NDC Constitution. He formed an alliance with Mr. William Joseph to do that. Mr. William Joseph became the executioner. And then he created the conditions and then jettisoned William Joseph. Well, William was smart enough not to wait for an expulsion, but to quit. But there are different ways of firing an individual. You could either call him and give him a dismissal letter, or you could make the working conditions so onerous that he quit. And William quit. But William said something which I repeated last night, and that is that the NDC has a burden with the leadership of Burke. And I point to something which I noticed in the campaign. Of the 30 candidates that constituted the contestants for this election, 15 on the NDC side, 15 on the NNP side. There was not a single candidate other than Mr. Nazim Burke who found it necessary to use, to my mind, a very despicable video of himself in which he exploited the unfortunate economic circumstance of an elderly person. And he showed himself carrying a basket of food to an elderly. He pretended that he was down to earth by using a cutlass. What I'm saying to you is, not a single candidate amongst the NDC, other than Mr. Burke, resorted to that sort of thing. And it tells me that the handlers of Mr. Burke and the handlers of Mr. Burke, I think both Mr. Lingham Samuel and Chris DeRiggs were his handlers and strategists, that they themselves saw that NAS didn't have the necessary connectivity with the people. You can't lead if you can't connect the people. And that is a problem. That is a problem that they had. And Mr. Burke has this obsession with becoming Prime Minister. Had I been Mr. Burke, I would have adopted Franca Bernardine as my deputy. What did he do? He went to a national non-entity, and I'm not degrading the guy in any way. It's just that in this business, my friend, your deputy has to be somebody who can easily fill your role. A person has no national connectivity. Now, whatever you may think about Franca, you might think that she's uppity and so on, but the fact is, she has that. But what he did, he sidelined Franca, embarrassed her by enticing her to run and then facing a defeat. And in this campaign, I noticed Franca had absolutely no party infrastructure supporting her. None. So they were all calculated by Mr. Burke. And the country has spoken. And I thought, had I been him, I would have done the decent thing. I would have offered my resignation, because in a sense, this is 2 elections that Burke has lost.
Yeah.
And it is 2 because I said, it was his, while Tillman held the position of Prime Minister, Burke was the one calling the shots. If you notice, in none of Tillman's reshuffles had he ever touched Burke. Right? Because Burke was the man behind there, pulling all of the shots and so on, right? Himself and that technocratic group, which had infested the NDC and has infested, well, not the body politic, but the body politic of the NDC. And I can predict that there will be a lot of internal struggles. Burke would not relent, and then there are forces inside there that will try to push him out, so there will be a lot of instability for a period of time. You see, Burke is practicing, under his leadership, they have practiced what I call the politics of nihilism. Everything is no. I mean, imagine the constitutional reform said that there shall be a prime minister, there shall be a leader of the opposition at all times. And I laughed when Burke went to the constitutional vote and voted no, because I knew he was voting himself out of the parliament. You know, and the position of no is simply because Dr. Mitchell said yes. And that's why I'm saying they practice the politics of nihilism. In other words, if Dr. Mitchell say yes, they say no. If he said no, they say yes. And if he says nothing at all, then they confuse. then they confuse. And that is a difficulty that they face. It was clear to me. I mean, the writing on the wall of this thing was clear, crystal clear. Was absolutely crystal clear. So we wait to see what has happened, but I want to take the opportunity to thank the workers. I think that workers listened to the message, and our message was an evidence-based message. It was not just propaganda. It was an evidence-based message which showed people and compared the leadership of Mr. Burke with the leadership of Dr. Mitchell. And therefore, the decision was easy to make. I mean, imagine public officers. Burke as Minister of Finance paid not a single cent increase in wages for the entire time that the National Democratic Congress was in office. Right? So it was an easy decision to make. What were they offering? They made no alternative offer. It was the same old rehash narrative, briefcase, this, that, the same old thing that we hear year in, year out, because they essentially bankrupt our ideas. I listened to Mr. Burke during the budget debate, and I said, but what a wasted opportunity. What a wasted opportunity. Mm-hmm. These men were invited to be part of the strategic economic plan. Had it been me, I would have come there fully participating so that whatever plan emerges, I could lay claim to that plan. I would be fighting for my position inside of that committee. And remember, the committee was not constituted as an NNP committee, It was a committee made up of all strata. All strata was inside that committee. The church don't carry no particular partisan political line. Imagine that the church came forward in the height of the economic crisis and was prepared to be involved. Remember that the Catholic Church found an expert in debt renegotiation, national debt renegotiation, and brought that individual at their expense from Europe to come to talk about how we should restructure the debt. So the church community answered the call of the leader for essentially Project Grenada. But what did they do? They allowed George Worm to define for them, both George Worm and George Grant, to define for them. These people have a very narrow, highly personalized agenda, right? They don't have the interests of Grenada at heart, besides which they adopt a sort of class arrogance, which is best captured by the statement. I think Claudette Joseph said it best. She described the mass of people as needy and greedy. No, that is a sociological, ideological position, and it speaks to the content of the National Democratic Congress and within the DNA, how it is they see the ordinary working masses. And what is sad is that these people themselves are derived from the working people, All they have is the fortune of having achieved a university certificate. Right? Glennis used to describe them as the bright boys and the bright girls. And look at the way in which they treated Glennis Roberts. This is an ordinary working class girl whose parents were similar to Keith. Glennis's mother or grandmother used to sell in the market, pull herself up, work with the European Union. This woman delivered that seat twice for the NDC. And instead of them putting the woman on a pedestal, they hire a propagandist to attack the woman, demean her, make her feel less than a person. They used to call her frock woman. She ain't had no ideas. She's stupid. She's not educated. I mean, here is somebody. And you see, that's the difference between the NDC and the New National Party. The New National Party touches the soul of the Grenadian people. Right? And this is why I could identify, as I said to you all before, in all the fights I fight Dr. Mitchell, I never fought him personally. I never fought him personally. And likewise, he never fought me personally. I mean, we had our differences and so on. And this is why it was so easy to coalesce. This is why it is so easy for him to understand the struggle of the workers. I remember when we were discussing this pension thing, and Doc said to me, say, Chess, at the end of the day, these are ordinary children of working people. He said, a lot of people that even support me, they go home and they have nothing, just they're in poverty. He said, this is something I want to fix. And when he made that statement, they were still shredding the statement to pieces. You know what I mean? In other words, once it is said by Dr. Mitchell, they place absolutely no value to it. And they will be forever in the political wilderness. So I just want to thank the people, and the workers in particular. I think the workers really came out. When I went up to Coffee Bow Hill, myself, Glennis, and Steele, I think we visited some 27 families that morning, and we spoke to people. I could see how people understood what we were saying. I could see how people relate to what we were saying. When they saw Glenys and she spoke, and Glenys said, look, I am supporting steel, and she gave the reasons why she's supporting steel. And she revealed the experience she had in intercoursing with Burke. I mean, the way Burke and them treat. Burke in particular had absolutely no respect for Glenys. Essentially, there's really no respect for working people. Especially no respect for working people. And this is why he had to do a video of pretense. Because the Burke you saw delivering this basket, exploiting his economic circumstance of a poor elderly, and pretending that he down to earth with a cutlass, is all pretense. It is not him. How come Peter David didn't have to do that? How come no other candidate of the 15 candidates on the NDC side, not a single other NDC candidate found it necessary to go into this pretense in order to get some votes?
Yeah,
you know,
it shows.
So,
it shows.
My brother,
shows,
I really want to thank you all. I thought that you all worked fantastically. I believe this campaign revealed what teamwork could do. This campaign revealed that the Grenadian people are not asleep, and people understand the difficulties that the country face. Now, what we have to guard against, colleagues, and I want to be very frank and upfront on that, we have to guard against arrogance. Arrogance is the most dangerous weapon that faces us at this time. And the Prime Minister said it. He said he feels humbled. And I know he's genuine about it. I know he is genuine about it. And therefore, I want to appeal to all those who support the New National Party. Feel humble. Feel humble. We have to go there and serve the people. This is what we have to do. We have to serve the people. This is what even Dr. Mitchell said. He said in the last election, people were saying this is NNP time. But this is not NNP time. This is Grenada's time. And once you put the confidence in the people, you know, the people will respond accordingly. You know, so I am satisfied that, as I said, our message was well packaged. The people believe what we were saying because what we were saying was the truth. We were sincere in what we were doing, and we worked exceedingly hard. And Dr. Mitchell is a great leader, I'm telling you. There are three great leaders in our history. Three. Distinguished leader in our history. Julian Fedor, Eric Gary, Maurice Bishop, and Dr. Mitchell has joined them. And he has done things that life did not allow Maurice to do because his time was so short. You know, and you know, I just feel overwhelmed, really, you know, because I have been vindicated. Those of us who were expelled from the NDC have been vindicated. The Grenadian people saw through what was done. It's water now under the bridge, but we must not squander and take for granted the trust that the Grenadian people has placed in us. We did it once with the collapse of the Grenada Revolution. We must never, ever, ever do that again. And as I say, I mean, I'm becoming an elder person now. And therefore my role is for country. And Dr. Mitchell could not have achieved this had he not embraced Project Grenada, because this is what it is. This is what it is. It means working together for what is best for your country. We don't have to agree on everything. We don't have to agree on everything. And I'm happy that he's thrown out the gauntlet. He said, look, guys, come on board. Come on board. You know what I mean? I'm open. Come on board. And if I were them, I would take up that challenge. And let's see how we could turn this country around for the hundreds of young people who every day I meet on the streets. Right? Who every day I see within the juvenile, the criminal juvenile system. Because as I told the people in Lansapine the other day, if we don't resolve the problems of our underdevelopment and pursue social justice, all they need to do is to go up on the highest hill in Lansapine and look south. And when they look south into Trinidad, they will see where we are being beckoned if we don't address these problems. And so therefore when people attack the Imani, I said, look, the program may have problems in terms of its execution and management, but the program is a good program because we are rescuing the youth. We are giving them dignity. We are teaching them that there is dignity in work and that there's honesty in work and so on, because we are surrounded by an environment, we are surrounded by the macro economy. Right, and it's a good program. Yes, we have to tighten it. Yes, there are some loopholes and things, and we have to recalibrate and so on. But it speaks to Dr. Mitchell's commitment to ordinary working people, and that is why I'm part of this campaign.
All right.
All right, Senator.
We'd like to thank you so very much, Senator. Hello? Senator?
You there?
Oh, it seems as though you're gone.
Yeah, you gone.
Senator Humphrey, we'd like to thank you so very much for your input this morning. And
Very,
timely
very passionate,
as
very-
well.
Very passionate.
Yeah.
But he one of the persons that understand very much the whole psyche of the Grenadian people. He have been there in the trade unionism for over 40 years. You understand? And in politics. So I mean, his voice, and so when the Grenadian people hear his voice, they know his substance. And
Good
everything
morning,
like-
brothers.
Good
Sorry
morning.
to call you back, but I'm calling South St. George. We are asking our constituents together at the Sandino complex in that area, the entrance to Lansapine,
Yeah.
and we leave from there. We're asking people to get there for 1 o'clock so that we
Okay.
can move to polls.
What about the persons who are living in areas like Belmont and Springs and so on?
If they don't get a bus meeting them up there, once they get down to Sandino, we provide transport.
Okay, so more than likely there may be a bus passing through that area
Through
for
the
them.
Belmont Spring, well, not a bus,
Buses, yeah.
passing through that area.
Okay, great.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very
All
much,
right,
my brother.
friend.
Yes, so remember those of you in South St. George, they're going to be starting off from the Sandino block plant. Yeah, that place that people went and put the X. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Devon. Good morning, Sheldon. How you guys doing?
Good morning. We are fine.
Well, congratulations. We finally did it.
Again.
Definitely again, and we're going to do it next time. All I've called to say is congratulations to the NNPH and to Dr. Mitchell and the colleagues. My contribution today, based on what Chester was saying, Senator Chester Humphrey, sorry, sir. Based on what he was saying, it was very, very, very informative, and I hope people listen to what he said. Simply because, you know, with all the bickering we had with the debates and so with who should be this, who should be that, and I think Senator Humphrey put in perspective as to some of the things that we should have looked at, which was leading up to the political to the election. But one of the things I would like to say to Dr. Mitchell, and which I think some of the opposition, which I think caused some of the people to go to the other side, is that you have to be very careful of the persons you put to represent you, right? This being said is because one of the problems people have is because they would look at you coming to the office, or you coming for help, and you would say, oh, because you didn't support. They have to stop this way that you're looking at who supported and who supported. Okay, if you yes, I didn't vote for you, but I am a citizen as well, and I think I'm supposed to be treated as such, right? So I think they have to look at persons that they put in to oversee and to be the leaders in different projects and try to stop the discrimination. And then I think definitely if we stay on that path, I think the next election we would still have the same 15 seats. And as people saying, oh, it's Dr. Keith's time to go, I would say to you, sir, we want you for our next, after this 5 years, we want you for another 5 years. So they could say what they want, we still have you, we still have your back, and next election we would still have your back. Thank you very much, Sheldon and everyone. Have a great day. And although I am not in the country to enjoy the rally later, I'll be listening from the diaspora.
All right.
Well,
have a wonderful day, my dear.
And yes, and the rally would be broadcast via all the usual links. So you don't have to message. The same links we usually use, it'll be on all of them. We have a call online.
Good morning and welcome.
Gentlemen, how are you?
Morning, man. I was looking for you last night, man.
I was there, Sheldon.
I saw all the other guys. When I asked them for you to tell me, look you over there. When I'm looking for you over there, me and see you.
Wait, in Molyneux? I mean, in Bushiju?
Yeah.
No, man, we come down with the motorcade with steel from south.
Yeah, no, that's it. I saw the other guys. And I asked
but
for you.
They leave ahead of us.
No, but when everybody was in the back there, I was looking for you. But anyway, you was somewhere wrong. That's for sure.
I came. I was in NNP office from 6:30 till, and I reached from 2 o'clock in the morning. Not too long wake up.
Okay.
Yeah, but, but well, at the end of the day, we say we have come to the end, and the results are here. We have to work with it. It is in the best interest of Grenada, and we should ask all our churches, all the religious organizations, to ask our people to come to unity. And once the election comes every 5 years, and we cannot be against anybody else within the period of time. We just have to work together and move on. And because you have a country to build, you have your home, you have your life to live. Election comes, and within 6 weeks, we're done with it. So we have to come together to build a nation. At the end of the day, that is good for all of us. That is what I have to say this morning. We have to love and stay together, and let's move forward in the best interest of Grenada.
Indeed. Thank you so very much, my brother.
All right, brother.
All right.
And let me say this to the New National Party supporters. The NNP won 15 seats in 2013. We've done it again in 2018. We did not win 15 seats by cussing and chasing people. We did not win 15 seats by chasing people away, but by embracing people and bringing people into the organization. And yes, we'll celebrate. Yes, there'll be a little bit of gloating in between there, a little bit of talk in and between. But at the end of the day, remember, we are all Grenadians, and we all have a part to play in national development, because we fit together like a puzzle to create what we call this great mosaic of Grenada. Yeah? So everybody has the individual part to play. So while we all head up to Pearls today, remember, invite your NDC friends, they could come too. Might be the first time that they come to the New National Party activity, but it might be the first time of a lot of other times as well. Invite them. Yeah, invite them. Ask them to come.
See, because that's what we're all about, right? The unification of Grenada, no matter how it is done, right? Whether by elections, whether by inviting persons to be part of our organization or their activities, the mission is the unification of our country. And it's not hard, it's simple, right? It is very simple. We just need to respect each other and give each other a listening ear. And surely, because, take an example of Dr. Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell, right, from 2013, after that victory, he sent out his hand and said, look, guys, come on board. Let us do it together. Gone are the days when you on one side and I'm on one side. We must do it together. Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Mr. Romain.
Good morning, my friend.
How you doing this morning, sir?
Not too bad,
I find Sheldon don't like the gluten and the old talking, but I know winners always have the bragging rights.
You go higher 2 minutes, but
always have the bragging rights.
Still,
as a Grenadian, once you lose, you go talk, go past.
That's the fun of it.
That being said, congratulations to the NNP supporters and the NNP leaders, every one of them, especially Dr. Pete Mitchell. But guys, I got a call this morning that's very interesting about an hour ago. Yeah, you guys want to hear what it is about?
Sure. Yeah.
Someone called me, even after they threatened to send the FCC, they shut us down in Brooklyn. They call and say that they think we have to come together and walk together.
That's good news.
Not who I think you're telling me about it. Not who I think you're telling me about it, huh? That means the process.
They realize the significant role that we play in the Grenadian diaspora, and it will be, not right in the best interest of Grenada if they are not partake in that solid infrastructure or some whatever. Well, the words I'm trying to quote the words. So by just me repeating the words, I think you know who it is. There's only one person that's talk that kind of way.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But that's good news.
You know, I'm waiting for the offer. I'm waiting to hear what will happen.
Wait, let it come. Let it come. They want the FCC shut you down and now they wanted the frequency. Let it come. Yeah, we can have that discussion. Let it come. Man, it's just amazing.
But anyway,
it's just amazing, man.
You guys, I know. We wrong, Nazim.
He right? Yeah, no, he did.
Right.
He did.
He wrong, Nazim. I want a CQ site for video tonight, this evening.
Yeah, you get you in a computer.
As soon as it's up and functioning, I would like that the heads up so I could put it up. I want a solid platform tonight. All right.
Yep.
Hearing you
loud and clear.
Good. Good.
Okay, you monitoring on that side? Hearing you. All right, sir.
All right, guys.
We will talk to you later. All right, boss. One love.
And Devon, before I go up, I feel I had to take a sleep, boy. What?
Yeah, it's important.
Sleep's out of it.
It's important.
Other constituencies, St. George, Southeast, and some of the other constituencies, let us know exactly what is going on. Let us know a bit of what is going on. Retransportation. So if there are different areas that people should congregate. In fact, folks, what I would say, though, is most likely the same transportation plan that was in place for Sunday would be the same plan in place for today. Because South St. George, that's basically what they did. Everybody got together down at Sandino and they moved from there. So people with their private vehicles, they came down there. Those that had to get to the buses, they got down to Sandino and they all left from Sandino. So that might be the best option is for all of you to go back to the areas that you would have left on Sunday. We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Brother Sheldon. Good morning, Brother Devon.
My brother! Oh gosh, you get the time to call today. Yes.
Boy, I call it all the time there, boy. I get in the phone, give me some trouble because on the cell. So I direct, I don't care the money I have to spend. I say, let me direct, boy. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
I feel so proud. Last night I set up right to the end, waiting for that boy. I want 15. And the boy, they're waiting on 15. 14 is not good enough for me.
15.
You know? And I just say, yes, Lord. You know? Use wisdom, Sheldon. Devon, wisdom.
Yes.
I always tell you, education is a placard you put on the wall to see how much education you have. It doesn't make you a better person.
No, sir.
Always remember that. The love of people. And if you don't have it, you can't give it. You can hold cutlass in your hand. You can walk with old lady. That doesn't make a difference. That's not you.
And we know you don't have love.
Well, we know that. Well, you know, Devon. We go together, we go small, we know that.
Yep.
You know, that's why I always preach this man. You know, when I was telling Peter all of them about this man, you know, a lot of people didn't want to believe me. And so they don't know him yet. You know, all they go learn later on. All they're looking at the man. Don't look at him. They're looking at what he's saying. But you have to turn the page around and look at the man himself.
Yep. And
that's what they failed to do for years. Until the Grenadian people start to have a look at this man they call Nazim Burke. You know? You see? Nazim Burke is the carpenter. What drive a bad nail in the wood. And then blame everybody else for driving that nail.
And I think too, we are able to open his entire book, right, and read it for people to understand the type of person that you're dealing with, right? We were able to do that. Yeah.
Exactly. You see, when I chapter him, when that man speaks, he speaks from his heart. You know, it's just like when people went on the street, and people greet Peter. They know they're greeting a man who has love in his heart. You see? They go to Dr. Mitchell, a man who has love. I tell Sheldon and Ian before, Devon, when I come to Grenada and I go and I look at the lineup at Dr. Mitchell home, and I look at Peter David's office, and I see the lineup of people waiting for Peter for something because they're hungry and they need something, and Peter will never turn them down. And when I go by Nas, I couldn't see 4 people standing there. I couldn't see 4 people standing there. They didn't know I go around and I look at all them things. And I realized, boy, you don't have no love. People scared of you. You see? And we don't want that type. Sheldon, I hear they say 2 strike and out because they think saying they can't go more than. Well, let me see what they go do. They have their thing. They have their own little thing, you know. They say 2 strike and out. Well, I haven't got the 2 strike. So let me hear what's going on with he and Banker and who get the 2 strike.
He and the Roberts brothers go have it out.
Well, we don't know. But Simon got the 2 strike too, and I like my boy Simon. But he tried to take Nazim and bring him in the village, you know, like him Nazim blind, and saying, and what he using, help him. But anyhow, we go talk again.
Yes, man.
Right,
that's so nice.
One love.
Right.
God bless NFP and God bless all the people in Greater Cape and Matnik.
Bro.
The partner Pedro, stay strong.
You should have
God
seen.
is good.
You should have seen River Road.
But God is good all the time.
You should have seen River Road, man.
All right, my brother. One love.
You should have seen River Road last night. Wow. Should have seen River Road last night. Should have seen that crowd heading over. And that was just the town constituencies that was there in Bushejue. So how we da hold everybody if the rest did come down?
Yeah, boy, that was...
If West Coast did come down alone, we couldn't hold people there again.
that was a good decision that was made to
Yeah.
let the individual, like the parishes and so, hold their own, you know, little celebration. So you get more people coming out and enjoy and not having to worry about the transportation issue, you know, at that hour and so on. I mean, just check from the word go to the finishing line. NNP was an organized, well put together team. You understand? That was just functioning from head to go. Little hiccups here and there. But we went through, right? Not with perfection, right? But with a mission to ensure that the Grenadian people felt secure with the leadership that they have. You know, so
and again, it's this victory is the people's victory.
Yeah,
man.
that's the people's victory without a doubt, man.
This one, believe me, this is your victory.
You see,
as we look to move Grenada forward as well, yes, we've confirmed we have significant quantity and quality oil and gas in Grenadian waters. That is going to help our economy in a serious way. So we had to be careful who we put around the money, man. You understand? Right. And we were careful with who we put around with money. So at the end of the day, though, as I said, we all have to get together and move forward. That's why we say keep moving, huh? We all have to get together.
And it's Grenada time. And even the slogan too, man. The whole idea of that slogan, keep moving. You know, it was really important. You energize people, right? And let them know that look, we gotta keep moving. We can if we want to keep this country moving, right? And so we gotta do what needs to be done. We gotta come together. And I mean, and Dr. Mitchell's spirit. And then when he came out and he said, look, man, we can't sit down. We just can't. There's too much work to be done, right? We can't sit down. And a 71-year-old, well, I should say a 17-year-old man.
Switch it around.
You understand? 70-year-old man. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Scott and Mr. Romain.
Good morning.
Yes.
We can't trust them with the money for you. We can't trust them.
We money. All right,
we have to get rid of them. We can't trust them with the money. We work hard.
Yeah, very hard for it.
Yeah,
I call him from St. Joseph, from St. David, and I was behind Mr. Joseph all the way.
Yep. St. David's delivered.
Money.
Yes. The money.
We can't trust the people and them. So we put them away for good.
Yeah, you know,
and
it's
we're heading on the airstrip
for a national celebration.
And then we later on. So you and Mr. Romain have a good day and take care and all the best.
All right, my dear.
Okay.
Thank you.
I've been waiting for a long time to have my finger looking like that too.
Yeah.
Waiting for a long while to have the
I
finger
mean,
looking so.
It felt good,
First time you put the X by that symbol.
Yes, by Yolan Bain Horsford and the NNP. Yeah, and I have no regrets in saying it or doing it again.
Yeah.
You understand? I felt comfortable doing it, and so and that and a lot of people too in the Southwest who did not voted for the NNP at all did so for the first time, and they felt good because it was not just about the NNP or Sister Yolan Bain Horsford, but it was about Grenada. They felt a part of a movement to move their country, and that's important.
My friend Bonfield say it over in Carriacou. I feel good, good, good. I feel good. I feel
Yes.
good. I feel good.
Yes, man. It's, it's
Yes,
it's passionate,
to
man.
all of the constituencies, because I'm still getting numerous messages sent. David, everyone. The same transportation plan that was used on Sunday, in other words, wherever you were to get a bus, wherever location you had to be to get the bus, head to those locations. Yeah, head to those locations. And for about the same time as well. Because remember, the rally is going to be starting at 4 tomorrow. Is a working day. So you want to wrap things early so everyone can get home and relax themselves. I hear not Randall, but Andal's run out of brooms. That's what going on.
Yeah. And so even the whole thing about the vacuum cleaners and so that all of that went away in a jiffy. I mean, so many house cleaning had to be done. You understand?
You want to touch a little something for them?
Yeah. Let's touch a little bit.
NDC can come back at all. Not one seat for them. We want progress and no more scandal. Not one seat for them. Hear what I tell all you. When you vote in election, they let the progress continue. Not one seat for them. We cannot take that chance.
Not one seat.
We have a call
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you, Mr. Devon and Mr. Sheldon.
Good morning.
Morning.
There's an old listener.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Our representative, Connie David, our representative just passed yesterday congratulating and thanking the people, you know.
Yeah, that's it. That's the representative.
Yeah, he just passed there and congratulating, and I mean thanking the people and for the support and what. And we had a wonderful time. He called and he said, hoping to see us in Paul's just now, which we will be there.
All right.
I sleep last night, boys. What was I sleep? Sheldon.
I think I know who I'm talking to, I think I know the caller that I'm talking to. I think I know who I'm talking to.
Yeah. So you guys are hoping to see you all in the next couple of hours.
Yes,
Okay, brother.
Yes, my friend.
All
right.
I know you had some people sleeping last night and snowing and all the boy house. There's no way they can't catch yourself. We had to gloat. We had to take 2 minutes to gloat. I mean, the victory was sweet.
You can't help it. I want to go come across.
Yes.
I want to go come across. I mean, I try my best to follow the leader. I'm a political leader, but I want to come across.
I want to come across.
I just had to touch it.
Instead of lifting us up, them buggers, they bring us straight to the ground. Look at how the country take off, man, with so much speed.
We have another call online. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. I just want to say congratulations to the team and to everybody that do their best to make NMP victorious today. Thank God for every one of them. I thank God for Dr. Keith Mitchell because he leading the team in the right direction. Guys, have a blessed day. I won't be in pause because I have to walk.
Oh dear. You go send your
But I
representative.
will look at it on the TV.
All right.
All right, my dear.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. Hey, and to all our indoor agents, our outdoor agents, our runners who kept at it yesterday, the drivers.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You all did an excellent job. Excellent job.
To feed the troops and everything like that.
Each constituency, you
Perfect.
better have a little
Yes.
something for these people, man. And before some of them,
Good morning and welcome.
Hello? It ringing you we answer.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
We are here.
Yes, Sheldon?
Yes, my dear.
Okay. A pleasant good morning to you and Devon.
Yes, good
and
morning.
I just want to say congratulations to the NNP party. I also want to say what a great job you guys have done. Devon, Sheldon, it couldn't be better. And I hope that the NDC government really take a page out of NNP, because your guys have presented information with data, with statistics in such a pleasant, soft, mellow, humble way. As compared to sometimes I listen things in when I'm on the radio, the PROs for NDC and they're so hateful. One time I hear a guy pronounce how wicked Mr. Keith Mitchell is. Wicked, wicked. What is that for? What was that for? I want these people to realize that Dr. Keith Mitchell has a mother who is alive, and no mother wants to hear anything like that about their children, even if it might be true. They don't want to hear that. And I was disappointed, very much so, when not one person, the good ones on NDC, would have refuted the kind of disrespect that I heard meted out to Dr. Keith Mitchell and his team. I congratulate you, and I really think, let them take a page from that. Mr. Humphrey said it all, Glennie said it all, and I don't need to say nothing more except to endorse what they have said. Thank you, Sheldon. Big up to you all and the work that you all have done just being on radio. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
Indeed, 4407377. Yeah, we closing it off on time today.
On time today.
On time today.
Lots to do and so on. But I also must say that I personally appreciate, the encouragement persons have been giving us, Sheldon. As to continue doing what we're doing, be factual. You understand? Let people understand what the issues are, and so. And when they do understand, they will make an informed decision.
Because there's no need to lie.
There's no need to lie.
There's no need to lie.
No,
you don't have to come and lie about something and you lie about this and lie about that. There's no need for it. There's absolutely no need for that.
And we tried our best, not to malign and so on and talk, well, too bad about persons. Yeah, we had to let persons know, right, to the extreme where some people would go, right, to achieve certain things. It was necessary, but we did it with respect, right? We respected every single human being, and hey. I really want to thank persons just for encouraging us to continue, right, what we are doing and ensuring that on March 13th that the message got through, right, to the majority of Grenadians people that the new National Party team is the best team to bring Grenada forward for the next 5 years.
Indeed. 4407377. That's 4407377. I wonder which one declared first in St. Andrew. Sure.
No, Honorable Emlyn Pierre. Emlyn Pierre. Yes.
Good morning.
Yes. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Yes, caller, you're live. Go right ahead. Yes, you're live. Go right ahead.
Yes, it's windy by me here. Listen, I just want to find out if can anybody tell me if Miss Jenny Simon is alive this morning? I'll just check it.
We'll try to get that information and get back to you.
We hope she is.
We really hope she is.
We hope so.
For Grenada's sake and our family's sake, that we hope that she's well.
She is a mother.
Fine. Yes, she's a mother, and so we know she will not be taking that defeat lightly, and so. But we hope that she's in, all of them are in very good health and good spirit.
And also all of them are the reason that they're in the situation they're in. Good morning.
Yes, good.
Yeah, good morning,
Good
Sheldon.
Hi.
I want to congratulate all the NMP supporters, myself, Dr. Mitchell, and most of all, what I want to say, thanks very much for the information that you and Devon gave out. We learned a lot. Even when I was in the line yesterday, I keep remembering Devon and Sheldon say, don't let them frustrate you. Don't let them frustrate you. Stay in the line. Walk with your umbrellas. Sheldon, you and Devon, thank you very, very much for all the information.
All right, dear.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, because we know they still tried it. They knew that you all knew, but they still tried. They were so desperate that they still tried it. Yeah, we know in Northeast they tried.
We know
They
in
tried
South, in Southwest they tried it.
in St. Patrick East, they tried. Yeah.
Southwest St. Andrews, they were marshalling the troop in Southeast St. Andrews. They were, but hey, that is competitiveness. And I respect an opponent who is prepared to go the distance to win. But you must do it respectfully, right? Respect for each other and the love for your fellow Grenadians.
Let's take what might be our final call for
Good morning.
Good morning, my
I
dear.
have to congratulate you and Mr. Romain.
All right, thank
on
you.
your good work.
Thank you
All right,
very
thanks.
much, my dear.
Well, you did some very good work.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very
I
much.
to congratulate all the ministers and them.
What we're gonna do tomorrow, we're gonna attempt to get all 15.
Yes.
Give all 15 at least a 2 to 3 minutes on,
Right,
just to
right,
say thanks to everyone.
Well, I told my mommy Miss Modest was good declared.
Yeah, she declared
Yes,
first.
and
Yeah.
I know her very well. As one of the best doctors they had in General Hospital. Right, so right now I'm glad. Thank you for everything.
All right, my dear.
Right.
All right, have a wonderful day.
And the way my brain operates is that we've have the 15 in the bag, so we've done this one. Yeah. Now the work starts for the next one.
Now the work begins. Yes.
Yeah. Who wanna sit down and wait?
Yeah, who wanna wait? That's up to them.
But we
will
gotta
not sit
stop.
down.
But like we had to take a couple more. Yeah.
Good morning. Good morning and welcome. Hello.
Sheldon and Devon Romain, it's me again.
Yes.
Calling from the diaspora. I don't think we have that in our constitution, right? But I am wondering, correct me if I'm wrong, or I'm not sure. I'm asking a question really. We, like persons in the diaspora, right? I think you have to be in the country to vote. Because persons like myself, who's in the diaspora and were unable to do so because of unforeseen circumstances. Is there a way that persons in the diaspora could vote, or even if I know of persons who had to leave the island, who had plans before the date and so of election were called, and they could not change their thing. And I know of about 5 persons who had to leave the island like days prior to the election and was unable to vote. Is there a way that that could be done in the future, so that, like, okay, you have like here in the U.S. you have early voters, where that persons like you wouldn't be in the state that you're supposed to vote in, so they give you opportunity to vote and in another state or something like that. So could I get some clarification on that, please? Thanks.
Okay, no problem. What I can tell you is this, that the law does not allow for it.
No, it does not.
The present electoral law of Grenada, which has been amended a couple times, only allows for a person who is physically here in the state of Grenada to cast their ballot, but not a person who is outside of Grenada. Nor does it allow a person who is physically here, but for some circumstance would be outside of the state at the time that the balloting and the polling is taking place to cast a ballot. That does not say, though, that it cannot be considered. I believe, honestly, that some aspects of the electoral law need to be reviewed. I seriously think some aspects of it need to be reviewed, especially when you're looking at things like campaigning on election day, the rights of public workers, people who work within the public service, to wear party colors and so. I believe that these things need to be relooked, and so. One or two other things on for election day and one or two other things for other aspects I think need to be looked at. So it is not in the law now, but it is something that could be considered. Early polling and we have a caller.
Good morning and welcome. Good afternoon. Good
Hello?
afternoon. Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hello.
Afternoon, you're live. Go right ahead.
Hello.
Yep, you're live, caller. Go right ahead. Yes, we're hearing.
Live caller calling in, and congratulations on your celebration party going on today. But I have a concern about this election process. So my mother is in a nursing home all the way in Sotes. She doesn't know what time of day it is. The lady lost her mind. But somebody saw my mother stepping out in the polling booth in her district. They brought her in a big black van from all the way in Sotez, more than 10 miles, to her polling district to vote. Now tell me what kind of elder abuse is going on? Mr. Kit Mitchell uses dementia people to win.
No. You ought to be.
Oh, you have to be.
You ought to be crazy. Listen, there is such a thing as compos mentis, right?
So disrespectful.
It's compos mentis, right? And when you say compos mentis, it means whether a person has their faculties and so on. And they are presiding officers. They are indoor agents on behalf of both political organizations inside there. So when you call with that kind of stupidness, I think you find the wrong program to call with that kind of stupidness.
Yeah,
you don't call here with them kind of nonsense.
This program is not for that.
Yeah, because if a person who should not be voting walks into a polling station, there are indoor agents for both sides in there to challenge such.
Of course.
There's a presiding officer that can make a determination, of what is taking place inside of there. But we realize that you all have to look for the excuses for why the shellacking took place yesterday.
Baseless accusations.
So we realize you need to say something to comfort your crying self. We understand that.
It's all good. It's all good. We appreciate
we're willing to help you. We're willing to comfort you. So we know you need to comfort yourself.
But as we say, but do it respectfully.
What you need to do is that you all need to focus on how and why you all lost. And stop trying to take Grenadians for fools. That you all come with this sort of nonsense. Because we know what you all going to blame. You all blaming Obia, the electoral system. You all blaming all sorts of things.
Money.
They're blaming the money and all.
But what you're not blaming
is
yourself. Look at yourself. Look at your attitude towards your fellow men, and you will understand why they dumped you. They didn't give you a seat. They left you standing. Look at yourself. Look in the mirror. My friends, my brothers and sisters.
I don't usually say that. Everybody call herself look like the one with dementia. Anyhow, I think that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today.
It's been an extraordinary...
Just remember though, all of you, the same traffic plan that worked on Sunday. We're saying do that again. Wherever you went to get your bus or wherever the buses have to pick up and so, you should head to those areas and organize yourselves to head on up to that activity. It's going to be taking place at 4 o'clock. Those of you that are traveling with your own private vehicles and so, you all could organize differently. But generally, those of you organize and get on up to that activity later today. All right, we'll be giving you some more information tomorrow about different things like the swearing in and all of that information.
That sort of things,
we should be getting some information about that soon, so we'll let you know what is taking place and so, because we must swear in our Prime Minister. Even though it's the same Prime Minister, we must swear in properly and
an Attorney General
and so on. So we had to do the thing.
Very interesting. But anyhow, that's all we have today.
Yeah, but we will give you a little song to go.
Nice. Refreshing.
I mean, you had to excuse us a little bit because we just had to play them things sometimes.
You must.
NDC can come back at all. Not one seat for them. We want progress and no more scandal. Not one seat for them. Hear what I tell all you. When you vote in election day, let the progress continue. Not one seat for them. We cannot take that chance. Not one seat for them. Greed is the insurance. Not one seat for them. We got to keep moving. So this election, when all you vote, let us bury Nazim. 5 years ago, we made a change because the country needed to be rearranged. NDC got in power.